Hey, this is Rick Kaselj. I am an exercise and injury expert, and what that means is I help people overcome their injury and or pain with exercise. Today I wanted to go through the different positions, arm positions, when it comes to doing a front plank. So front plank is a very common exercise that is incorporated in fitness, and it can be done on the wall, it can be done on the floor, in order to for a number of reasons. It can be to work on upper body stability, scapular stability, core stability, hip stability, postural alignment. But I wanted to kind of go through the specifics when it comes to the arms and the positions of the arms and go through the different types of positions. So the first one ends up being forearms in line with the shoulders with the palms down. So this ends up being a common position with the palms down. It ends up helping with a little bit of balance. And with the elbows up, you end up kind of working that shoulder at 90 degrees of external rotation. If you want to make it more challenging, what you can end up doing is moving those palms down into palms facing each other. So I'm getting less help when it comes to balancing out with the hands and relying more on my body to stabilize and balance myself out, and still that shoulder ends up being at a 90-degree external rotation position. The next one ends up being like a triangle position. So I'm like this, and what oftentimes happens with this one is I end up getting more help when it comes to the forearms. And then also it ends up being good for someone that's not able to get into that 90-degree external rotation. So if they're missing it, they can end up going into this triangle position. And then the next one ends up being kind of like a Jamie position. And this ends up being a very powerful position. So you end up getting lots of help from the forearms. The shoulder ends up being in a stable position. And this ends up being a good position if you're going to end up doing like a front plank into a side plank, back into a front plank position. And it tends to put the shoulder in its best and safest position. So those are the different positions that you can put the hands when it relates to a front plank position. So you end up selecting what you end up wanting to do, or you can end up mixing them up, which I end up trying to do with my clients and what I end up trying to do when it comes to my workouts. So this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com to pick up your shoulder injury guide, or if you're looking for a specific rotator cuff work, exercise program to help you overcome your rotator cuff injury, head on over to effectiverotatorcuffexercises.com. So this is Rick Kaselj saying take care and bye-bye.